Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen. So we're back at the sketchbook today, the small sketchbook, doing a seagull painting of the seashore. I show you how I draw this and then paint it really simply. No need for tracing, just slow the video down to draw exactly what I'm drawing and then go ahead and paint the way I'm painting it. If you have any questions, please leave in the comment section. But we're gonna have lots of fun painting in a small sketchbook. Small sketchbooks are less intimidating than big ones. You give a lot of fun. And once you learn how to draw your seagull, you can paint like a million of them and do like a whole scene, just using the same techniques. So if you have any questions in the comment section, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so for supplies, I'm using my little mini 100% cotton cold pressed paper sketchbook from Tumarta. This is like a 4x6. We recently just did this ink and wash, and then before that we did really the quick coastal scene. I want to go back to the coastal scene and do something simple like seagulls. We can do these paintings, it can be seagulls or other kind of birds, and about 5 minutes, I swear to God, or less than 10 minutes, and I'll show you how to draw it and paint it. So think of a bird, right? You can think of a U shape on its side, or a half moon, or like a little S, right? So I always say draw on, picture your, if you have to tilt your paper like this, you can draw almost like a smile, and then you kind of curve back up here, and you can have the head. So you start with a circle and you bring this head down and then bring like that and like that, and that's how you do your bird. But I'm going to change mine up a little bit, so you can slow this video down, by the way, to make it work for you. So I'm going to make the bird again. It can be like this, and it's going to come like this and bring the tail down. Tail would come this way, and then you have their actually feathers that kind of go like this into the tail. So it's basically the same thing, like a half circle, but then you're pulling down with a little tail. And for the head, I wouldn't, it kind of circle more like a almost like a pear shape, right? Just like that, pear shape, and then bring down the beak. See? So it's a little line down and back, and then pull the beak in for the little mouth, fill in the neck and the little eye. That's our bird. That's how you draw the bird. I'm going to tweak it by just fixing up a couple of little lines. So again, here's the round part of the head, and it kind of goes down into the wing area and over here, and I'll pull the belly out a little bit more for my little seagull. And then we have his little beak, and then the eye. That's a seagull. Little kind of wings here, and then the legs, you can start to just put little sticks, but they kind of go down, little bump down, and then do the little web feet. Kind of go up, put the little bump. So you got like a little bump here, and put another line, kind of like mimicking that. And that's a little. That's our seagull. I think his beak looks a little too big. I'm going to just make it a little bit skinnier. Yeah. There's the beak of the seagull. So like I said, you can slow this down. Maybe let's give him a little friend. I'm putting a little guy back here, kind of peeking off the side. Let's put a little guy here. He's kind of big. I don't know. And then you have the little water here, the ocean. That's the sand, and you picture like the wave. So maybe I'll give him a little teeny friend here, back here, a small little face. Kind of peeking through here. Again, see, I'm doing the circle. Kind of come in, down. So now he's got a friend. And you just erase that. So the friend can be kind of off to the side. You could be holding the French fry. And go like that. You kind of can't really see his feet, but they're like right there. And then you can have some friends in the background. So how I would draw a seagull is just kind of flying in the background. It's kind of like a V. Oops. Kind of bend down, like up and down. Those are the seagulls you put in the background. Those are the ones that are flying, and those are the ones that are hanging out. So then to paint it, we're going to go into that next step. I'm just going to tweak this little face here. Make it like that one. Or maybe not. Just kind of pull it in a little bit more. He's kind of like in here. And his eyes here. Looks a lot better. Again, pull the belly here. This is how I tweak it. See? It's making it a little too pointy, but you get the drift. There's the seagull. All right. I'm going to erase this and we're going to mix up some colors and get started. Now that I've drawn in all my stuff, I'll mix up some colors here, some grays, some browns. So this is the ultramarine blue deep with burnt sienna. Get a nice bluish gray. Just pick burnt sienna here. You can take some burnt umber here. I got some paynes gray. Play around with that. Lunar black would be kind of cool from Daniel Smith. I'm going to be playing around with that. So for their body, I'm just really loosening up this gray, bluish gray. A lot of water you see, and I'll just put the initial wash kind of over this side. The sun's coming from the right. I'm going to go down here and make this part not so white. It's going to be more blue-gray, right? And we'll get a little bit darker probably. And then his body over here on his neck, kind of follow this one too. I'm using the number 10 Princeton round Velvet Touch series. I'm just going to go loosely sticking this color. See this like light bluish gray color on their bodies, right on the left side and the right side for this guy. Grab some of the burnt sienna too, kind of play with that. Grab some water and kind of mush it. Leave some of the tail white, leave some of this white. I'm going to add like a more of like a black kind of edge to the tail. Leave that. We can use the same burnt sienna, water it down for the beach. Right, we can play with that color. And I'm moving that in here. We'll be adding some grays, but just put the first wash down right here, this lovely color for our beach. We'll get into the water in the background in a bit. If you want to put in the legs, I'm just going to grab cadmium yellow deep. I can mix it with some burnt sienna. I'll wait to the strides, but you can put in like a little yellow. I don't want it so yellow. I'm adding more brown to it. It's very neon looking, isn't it? And there's a little peak there. Boop, get in there. And for the sky, it's really going to be a simple blue. You could use cobalt, whatever. I have some cobalt here, which is pretty. Actually, what I have is a new color I like to try, which I haven't tried, cerulean blue. So drawing is the simple part, and then you just play with the colors and how you want to do it. Now, if you want to keep the seagulls white without using like gouache or something, you might want to use masking fluid. I don't care at this particular thing. It's a sketchbook. I'll add some gouache for my seagulls, but if you don't, do that. So here's some cerulean blue. Look how bright that is. Pretty intense blue. Let's water this down. Let's put it in a simple wash. Normally I would never use this brush for this wash. It's too small. I'm going to have to pick up my number 12 Neptune series. And take this color and just start washing in the sky. Grab a little more of this pigment. And I'll get water and I'll go around my little birds with this. Kind of going around here. Letting some of that color drip down for sky, the clouds, and then the rest just really kind of light down below. See, just going down here really light. Really fast sky. I mean, it took me 2 seconds, right? Add some more of that bright, intense. I can actually ultramarine blue too in there. Get some intensity. Put some of that around the clouds here. That's our sky. Really kind of simple. You want a little bit lighter on the bottom. I'm going to go back in here and just add a little bit more blue. But the blue has to be different from the ocean blue. And so we want it lighter on the bottom down here. Okay. If you want to get to the edge of him, because this side's going to be more white, I would go right to the edge of his little head. It's up to you. Now I'm going to go back with my number 10. Get some more of that burnt sienna mixed in with the colors and just start to play with, see, holding it on the side, going like this, swiping in a little bit deeper of the color than we did before. Again, wait till this dries and we're going to add some more color again. It's really loose. Go back to our little birdie with the blues that we have here. I'm going to add some ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, more of a deep blue gray. I'm going to go really, if this is dry, yep, right in here. I'm going to add a little bit more blue. Make this wing real intense. Look at that. Just like that. You can water down some of it and go like a little bit lighter on the edge here. And grab some burnt sienna. Just kind of really simple. They want that really kind of deep, dark, bluish gray wing. And a little bit darker too for this guy's belly. And you can water some of this down up here. I do want to get this a little bit deeper, darker here. I'm going to leave it still this very light pale gray. I'm going to make this a little bit darker here. Over his eye again, coming down here. You can bleed into that a little bit. It's no big deal. It should be a little bit bluer. Oops. There we go. Bluish gray. Same thing with this guy. Okay. I don't mind a little bleed. It's like nuance of stuff. And then for the beak, we'll go wait till that dries, but it'll be a cadmium yellow deep, and you can add some burnt sienna to that. More of an orangey yellow, brown color. It's really intense. And then just go put that in there as well. Really kind of simple. We'll add some coloration to the tip of that. Some brown, some black. See? Go back with your little legs. Fill that in again. Really kind of sweet and soft and small. I mean, just little touches of it. Now, for our little ocean, go back with our gray. I mean, ocean, excuse me. The beach. I'm going to have little gray, blue color tones kind of under them. Like that. And if you want to have him kind of reflected, you can have the little legs kind of reflected. The brown, the blue, kind of like that. It's up to you. I mean, I add a little yellow to that tone, but a little blue, a little gray under here. Right under the little guys. They're cute. You could add paynes gray or Luna black. I'm going to add some paynes gray. The tail here, just kind of go here, take some black, or make some deep dark gray with ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. Hardly use any water. You get like a nice deep bluish, blackish gray, and you kind of go like this. So you're kind of outlining it like this, and then just adding A little bit more color here. That's their tail. Almost done, right? We're going to do some of a little bit more with the browns. Kind of in the back here. Not too much, kind of blend that in a little bit. If that's so dark, that's why I like to use ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. It's not such a black. We're going to wait till this dries and do the ocean. And the ocean I would make ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. Mixing those two colors, more of a grayish blue. And you can start to play with putting that color in here. Wiggling it. Have some nuance to it. Add a little bit of deeper color. Blue. We want to wiggle it here because it's like where the water is crashing. Just indicate that it's crashing kind of here. And then it's like light in the background. Go way up here on a line. Now that's more gray. If I want to add more ultramarine blue, we can do that. Whoops, that's a little too much blue. Play around with this. It's like, you know, have some fun. You could put some sailboats back here. I want blue to match that side. And down here, even less. So little like lines that are squiggly. See how I'm doing this? It's supposed to be like crashing waves down here. See, wiggle, squiggle, boom. Now we have to let all that dry. By the way, you can lift, if this is like, I would lift a little bit of color. So you're lifting with your brush, tapping on the paper towel. Once it starts to seep in, so it gets a little bit lighter here. See, I'm doing this lifting technique. Lift. And actually even lift on his body a little bit. But lift some of the color if it seems a little too much. And you want a little bit lighter. A softer looking ocean. See? And again, I'll take a burnt sienna, mixing some of these colors, even the blue. I'm putting a little bit on the edge here, on this edge of the where it meets the water. Look how sweet that looks. And then you're just doing super details in the eye. So I'm going to grab a really small, this is actually a Princeton 8 long round, but it's new. So I'm going to zoom in, and you're going to do this thing where you take your little skinny tippy tip, right? You do like a circle where the eye is, like that, and then go in and fill it in the middle. Take this tippy tip, going to hit the tip of the beak. I'm going to go like this and add a little line from the beak. Again, with this eye, same thing, go around the circle and fill in the middle, and then a little line here going into the beak, and then the tip could be brown, blackish brown, just like at the tip right here. My paint is not moving, so I'm trying to make it move with this brush. There we go. That's their tip of their beak. Really kind of simple. You can use this brush to kind of get a little bit more lighter, not lighter, excuse me, a little bit more deeper color, kind of going around here. Oh, it's a little too dark. You kind of mush it a little bit. Again, adding in the shadow of this little birdie bird. Depends on how dark you want it to be. Mine's a little too dark. I might have to lift some of that out. Which is fine. It's got a little bit wet. And just lift a little bit of the color. There. And now you can see his face. Okay. Now you could use gray for the seagulls. You don't have to have them white. I can go in and take the tip of this brush, loosen up some of the gray, and just go that again, paint over that little line. And we have seagulls. And that's it. That is all she wrote. This cute little guy. I'm going to add a little bit deeper. Just the tip of my brush. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Same thing here. Little wiggle lines. Isn't that sweet? That didn't take much time at all. You can get real detail with the feathers if you want to. Might go back in and just make this a little bit more a hard edge line here. My gray. But then add the grays and the browns. Add some browns here. A little lighter brown. Kind of sweet. But that's my seagull. Isn't it cute? Just a simple little sketch. So for the blue, I had the pencil there. If you didn't want to show pencil line, you maybe have your sky kind of hit that right body, so it's outlined. And you don't have to have a pencil line to see. But I don't mind it because it's a sketch in a sketchbook. And there's our little lovely seagulls. Didn't take much time, lots of fun. Yeah, I mean, I really want you guys to draw more and then paint that. If you're really enjoying my content and you like what I'm doing, consider joining my Patreon to help support my channel here on YouTube, where you get free content. And Patreon is where people support my channel, which I appreciate so much. And you can find the link to Patreon in the description box below. We have extra tutorials, extended tutorials, exclusive tutorials, the traceables that go with some of the YouTubes, and we have a Facebook group where I do monthly giveaways and weekly challenges, and you get first dibs in watercolor workshops and retreats. So just check it out, and you can join and cancel anytime. And also, please hit the bell notification button to know when my tutorial is up. Some people say they don't know when they're up, and I'm like, because you have to hit that bell notification button so they notify you. Thank you so much. Take care, and I hope you have a fantastic time playing and painting with seagulls. I'll speak to you soon.